or less in the morning of the fifth. Read it, Mother. The right of confirming.
1563 were given opportunity
For a retest.
for a retest, but we were not given.
You are aware of the facts of Meghalaya, right?
We will file within 2 days. We will file our response also. According to us, minutes, the data shows that there was no 1 minute's time lapse and they did not suffer any assignment.
All this, we got the point. We got the point now.
My lordship.
1 second. 1 second. Don't talk out of turn. 1 second. Don't talk out of turn. That's not the way to conduct proceedings in the Supreme Court. We will start at 2 o'clock. We will hear the counsel for the petitioners. Then we will hear. Who's impacting? I was waiting on the guys. My lord is second, right? Second, we want to understand. Is it possible for the court to identify red flags? Right? So, can we identify, either we do it or we appoint an expert committee to identify the red flags? I'll give some examples of red flags. 720 out of 720. Everybody out of who gets 720 is not a fraudster. There may be still people who are extraordinarily bright in that 720 out of 720. But we found that for the previous years, the proportion was very low. Now, this year suddenly it goes up to 67. How many out of those 720 are people from that 1563 who are beneficiaries of the added grace marks?
We have given the details in our counter. 80.
No, we just want you to now put it down on a piece of paper for us. Second, we want to understand this. So, a change in centers is possible, right? A change in centers is possible. Suppose a student, I was just telling my brothers at lunch, suppose a student is registered at Lucknow. Suddenly you find that student has gone from Lucknow to a distant center, Rampi, and gets the 720. Suppose somebody is registered in Ahmedabad and suddenly goes to a fairly distant. So that may be one example. So we can, we will have to do some, if we have to separate the grain from the chaff, we will have to identify certain red flags. That those who fall in that red flag category, we may have to then hold a limited retest for that category alone. Second, is it possible to do, using the cyber forensic unit of, say, the Ministry of Home Affairs or whatever, is it possible to do a data analytics on the entire result and to identify? Now, there may be one category I was thinking, when you were reflecting on this matter, students who get exceptionally high marks in the NEET, but whose performance is not reflected in the 12th. But there again, I'll tell you one thing. 1 second. There again, there is a problem. Students don't study as hard for the 12th as they study for the NEET. Another red flag. Another red flag. A student gets exceptionally high marks in one faculty of science, like physics or chemistry, but gets 5 marks in the others. So, because it may be unlikely that a student who is doing so brilliantly in one would not have studied at all for the other faculty. So, the only point is that, I'm not sure whether we should be doing this or whether these...
They have not declared the entire result also.
But Brother Mishra says, does the full marks have a pattern? I
wanted to answer that.
We also want to understand the pattern of NEET itself.
Well, it's the pattern quickly.
Only a minute.
45 questions on physics, 45 questions on chemistry, 45 on zoology and botany. Totally 180. 4 marks.
So 45 questions on physics,
45 on chemistry, 45 on math, on botany,
and 45 is 180.
So 45 times the 4, that is 1.
180. 180 into 4, 720.
Right.
If you get a wrong answer, minus 1. So therefore, if you had given 179 right answers, your score would have been 720 minus 5, that is 750. Here, there have been answers, scores of 780.
That it is because of no. Prior to read this, give me 2 minutes, Lord. Give me 2 minutes.
Submission something.
Just some figures which are handy, and that might answer. I'm obliged to your Lordship's question. It's a very pertinent question. We examine the pattern of 100 top ranking students, those who were in the first. But the analysis comes that they were distributed top 100.
The top 100.
They appeared in 95 centers located in 56 cities, which are spread out in 18 states or union territories.
Ladies and gentlemen, and my lord, yes, one second. Now,
Page 86 of my reply, and page 37 is the
one more thing which we want to know now is that how many FIRs matter has been handed over to CBI for investigation.
I'll just tell you.
Totally, how many FIRs have been registered?
One FIR was paper leak in Patna. Rest, my lord, are FIRs for some local malpractice.
How many totally FIRs have been registered?
According to them, 6. Our knowledge is not 6.
Can you give us tomorrow maybe
a day more, but we'll be able to.
Just one second. All right.
I will tell you.
Second, we want to know now. One thing is very clear that the league has taken.
Yes, in one center.
No, whether one center, that's what we have to decide. The fact that the sanctity of the examination is now compromised is beyond doubt. That there has been a leak.
Yes. I'm sorry.
Now, question is, Mr. Solicitor, how widespread is that breach?
Patna also, paper leak is not an admitted fact. But my learned friend relied upon that press not kind of a thing.
No, it is an admitted fact. But can we deny the fact that the leak of question papers took place?
Yes. But the
complaint color which is admitted there.
Bihar police on that very day on which some news reporting gave which my learned friend Mr. Huda Ray, we issued this press that this is false. This is not our briefing to the media.
No, but it's the case of NTA today that there is no leak.
It's not
The leak is admitted. The fact is admitted there are a couple of things. Mr. Solicitor, Mr. Kaushik, we take it that it's an admitted fact that there is a leak. There is no question about it. But, the nature of the leak is what we are determining.
Yes.
Therefore, we are asking question. The fact that there was a leakage of question papers cannot be disputed. Now, what is the consequence of that leak would depend upon the extensive nature of that leak. If it
Was it a sustained leak or uncontained?
I tell you what, you don't cancel a whole examination merely because 2 students have committed a malpractice. Likewise, assuming that there is a leak, we don't live in an ideal world. There could be no leak. But before we decide to order a retest, we must be careful about what is the nature of that leak, because we are conscious of the fact that we are dealing with the careers of 23 lakhs.
Absolutely right.
And asking 23 lakh students to reappear for an examination, together with the preparation, cost, travel, and dislocation of admission schedules.
There is no other choice. Unfortunately, there is no other choice. Paper has been leaked.
Now, before we want to know this, we would like to know first the entire process which takes place. To to what is the nature of the FIRs which have come forth? How was the leak? What is the point of time at which the leak took place? How was the leak disseminated? These are important questions. And next, very important, what are the
सिर्फ 2 घंटे में बदल जाएगी आपकी जिंदगी. जरा रुकिए, सुनकर जाइए. सिर्फ 2 घंटे में ही आप अपनी लाइफ की
beneficiaries of the wrong way?
Correct.
Now,
Yes, now I give an example. Give an example.
I am for someone who was come first. I'd like to make submission. I'm in 31.9, my lord.
We have understood your lordship's question. No? They are very pertinent questions, and that would ultimately lead. But I'll just give an example.
One second, Mr. Solskjaer, we also want to know what are the steps which have been taken by the MTA and by the government to identify the beneficiaries of the leaks, because that we have to be ruthless on identifying the beneficiaries.
We also have to be ruthless,
Right? Because anybody who has breached the examination is not required to be there as a successful.
Those who are identified, the results are. But give me an example.
How many do you want to know? How many have been identified?
Yes.
But more than how many have been identified, we want to know what was the course of action which was taken by the government.
Kindly allow me to give an example. For the time being, leave Bihar. I will not call the police also. I will not take instructions. Take for example Kota. Kota incident, it passes on as a paper leak case. It's not a paper leak case. What happened was one superintendent of one particular called Jalaram school. His name is Tushar Bhatt. He arranged with certain students that he didn't have the paper. But he said that whatever answers you can confidently answer, you give the answers. These are multiple choice questions with negative marking. And therefore, I would have a window of 3 hours before, after I take your papers back and I seal it and send it to the proper. Fortunately, the authorities, the district magistrate came to know about this. It must have percolated from somewhere. Therefore, the moment examination started, the entire district administration and entire police administration was there. The papers after the examination were taken in their custody, sealed in their presence and sent, and that man was arrested. Now, from his mobile, there were several video chats which were found. And we could identify that these were the people with whom he was in touch. So those identified students, their papers are, their results are with him. And they are issued show cause notices. Why should they not be told?
We want to know totally.
Concerned about Kota, we are concerned about Patna. Patna is in leakage. Kota, we are only about paper leakage, Patna. Nothing else. All others are minor issues. All are minor issues. Nobody will ask for a cancel of the examination.
Overall in the entire country, how many students whose results have been withheld owing to what we are discussing today? Individual, one student cheating from another student, we are not bothered about that.
Absolutely.
That the law will take its own course.
Yes.
How many students are there whose results have been withheld as a result of the systemic, so we won't say systemic, as a result of the leakage which leakage. So, and where are those students situated? You want to see the geographical distribution of those students. Are they in one state? Are they in multiple states? Where are they situated? And third, now one more thing which we'd like to also dwell on is the following justice, the order passed by the bench presided over by Honorable Justice Vikramnath in the vacation. 1563 students, there was a retest. That was held on the 23rd of June, not 21st of June. 23rd of June.
It has been with
Now, one second. Just tell us for this examination now. Are we still in the process of identifying the wrongdoers in terms of students? We're not talking of those who are perpetrators, but beneficiaries. Have we been able to completely identify the students who are the beneficiaries, or is that process still ongoing?
Answer is no.
For instance, one second. For instance, look, if we have no go, we'll have to cancel the exams.
But there has been no effort whatsoever on that side.
As a board,
Yes.
this cancellation of a test of this nature, 24 lakh students,
Completely agree with
is a matter of extreme last. It is so because it may be, this is
Rashid is absolutely right.
it may be, and therefore we are asking question about what is the time at which the leakage took place. So that will give us an idea of what was the opportunity for dissemination. What the modality was. Now,
56. Quick answer. If you want to.
One second. Mr. Solicitor, one second. One second, sir. Just one second.
Everything like, yeah.
One second. One more thing I want to ask you is that with the kind of technology which we have today at our disposal, and the government of India has its cyber forensic unit, is it not possible for us to run through the use of experts to bring some sense of confidence to the process? That you carry out a detailed data analytics exercise to see if there are suspicious markers. Now, we have to identify what the suspicious markers are. Alright, so I just want to say one thing. Let us not be in self-denial.
Absolutely.
Right? Because self-denial is only adding to the problems, because now everybody knows there was a leak. So we have 2 or 3 things. We have to see what happened for this exam, what we do in the ongoing process for the conclusion of this year's admission, and finally, which is the third aspect of the matter which we'll answer, what do we do to ensure that the leak does not take place again in the future? Or what are the steps we are taking to ensure that the dissemination in the future does not result in the leaks that we have encountered? On the last aspect, subject to hearing you, there should be a
Meet the guy who became a certified AI tools and ChatGPT expert, because of which he was able to crack job offers at companies like Google, Meta, Amazon. So how did you do this?
It's so simple. I learned how to use ChatGPT and prompt engineering, which are skills to talk to various AI tools. Also, it helped me finish my job 10 times faster than usual. And also, it made me a valuable asset for my company. I learned all of these at ChatGPT and AI tool workshops by Aditya Goenka and Aditya Kachwe. You too can learn all these skills at just ₹9 and get certified and also boost your potential for high-paying jobs. Click on the link below and reserve your seats now. And remember, there are only limited slots left.
And the first aspect, do we cancel the exam or do we allow the counseling to go through by identifying the beneficiaries? And on the first aspect, we'd like to know from the government, what have you done so far to identify those who are beneficiaries of the...
I can assure your lordships one thing, but we are not adversary.
The report of the CBI and Kota for this That is most important, my lord. Report of the CBI and the Patna police.
Mr. Solicitor, they have, from what they are trying to emphasize, we find that they place a great deal of emphasis on the fact that in the 20, 21, 22, 23, you had 1 plus 3 plus 1 plus 2, that is 4 and 1, 5, and to 7 students who got to 720 out of 720 in 4 years. This year, we have 67 who get 720.
Which may not 600.
One second.
We have an answer with that is
one more question. What is the What is the percentile distribution in this exam across categories, not just 720 out of 7?
sectors.
No. The distribution of marks, is it skewed at the top? In the last year, suppose how many were in the bottom third percentile, in the middle third percentile, in the top third percentile? This year, in the same, that will give us an indicator. Was the pattern, was it a paper leak? Was the examination pattern comparatively easier as opposed to the previous years?
We have not correct. We have done the analysis with basic chart.
Which chart?
So like some other answers.
The chart I have given that answer my lord's query.
To make a small submit.
Last page of the page note. The chart I have given that satisfied my lord's query. The marks that I have given the table. But somebody in 2022 who obtained 700 marks. Can you see this table for a moment? That will throw light on my lord's query.
222, somebody who obtained 700 marks.
Yes, in 2022, his rank was 94.
Right.
In 23, somebody 700, his rank was 247. Then somebody has 700 in 2024, his rank is 2,250.
He goes down.
It goes down because there's 100 plus drives.
Why not also there is another aspect?
Another question.
Also there is another aspect.
1 second. How many students appeared in 2022, 23 and 24?
Same. See, that table is showing it. This table is showing it. The 56 students that are required, total number of all of them are stoppers. But can you see the difference?
But also, why not also there is another aspect to it?
They increase in a very linear fashion.
Why not? There is another aspect to it. In fact, NT has published several answer keys. Why not? I'd like to point out. Why not? I'd like to I'd also like to point out some.
May I say something? Of the 56,
May I be able to make a small submission, my lord?
rest all of them have been meritorious, have scored highest mark in class 10 and 12. In so far as Gujarat is concerned, in these 56 people that have come before my lord. So this is a case where all of us are facing tremendous mental agony because of this.
That's all right. Now we can leave aside the emotions. You can trust us.
I'm saying that a lot of
What we want to know, Mr. Solicitor, what we want to know is this. We will have these, we'll have these anecdotal, charts like this which are given to us. Please take instructions from the government. Can we not run this through a data analytics program to the cyber forensic unit? You can contact, if the government has that, in the Ministry of Home Affairs, so much the better. If you don't have it, you can ask any of our top service providers to find out, because we have to identify whether the whether the skewing of marks is so systemic that the whole examination is affected, or is it possible to identify people who are wrongdoers or likely wrongdoers, in which case a retest can be held for those students only?
I have not answered.
I'd like to make a small submission.
Not in a simplistic way, but I can assure your lordship about one thing. But we are not adversarial to the petitioners either way. The petitioners who have an apprehension of an all India problem, or petitioners 23 lakhs in number plus, who are not feeling insecure because they may have to face another examination. But we are concerned about both the sets, and we will assist your lordship dispassionately. Whatever the professor suggested, I think the solution lies somewhere else. Where only? One second.
Start now.
Explore a new genre.
Change your angle a bit.
Days time to put yours together. And what all the lawyers for the petitioners were asking for a retest, to sit together between now and we can't have people, 100 lawyers arguing before us on 100 different grounds. We want you to all sit down. We'll appoint one nodal counsel, as we do in the CB matters.
That's it.
You give us one consolidated submission, say not exceeding 10 pages. I don't mind it should exceed 10 pages. Why for a retest? Already one way. Likewise, we'll do this. We will ask the government to circulate the comprehensive list of dates and a response to what we have raised.
Because this CBI has been directed, everything is with CBI. NTA, as we have seen in the reply, they say we do not know whether it was systemic or not. Here, sometimes they completely deny there is no need. So let the CBI file a status report before this honorable court in all 6 FIRs that will place the picture in which direction the investigation is going.
Not all 6.
Filtration in between. Let me submit a status report.
Let me take instructions from
You are appearing for the CBI also.
Let the CBI file a status report.
Why don't you do that? Ask CBI to file a state report.
On its identification, whether it is systemic or whether it is not.
For suggestion, if you would make kindly consider it.
I'd like to make a small submission, my lord. Here, also the
There is no more suggestion, you would make kindly consider. But in the meantime,
So the order is very careful.
my lord,
me only one request.
submission, my lord.
I will not call for the record from the CBI also. And because something may not be made public, how to place it before the lordships, etc. But my lord, can I request, my lord, this is a joint request, that we file everything as suggested by our lordships by Wednesday, and matter can be heard on Thursday. So we are not, nobody is
officer file an affidavit.
is taken by surprise that what is the document. We'll prepare it today, file it by day after, and we can have
That filtration which happens in between, but the investigating officer is the best person.
No, I'm not asking overall.
So Wednesday he's saying take it up on Thursday.
Thursday,
You will get 24 hours to study what they are saying.
And what in the meantime, if you may just consider one more aspect. The entire result of 23 lakh odd people we declared on their website, they have not declared that result. We will also analyze the data because they declared the result of 100 people. We could see that 6 people who secured rank 1 are from the same center.
Sir, it is declared.
No, we will be able to see it.
They are not comprehensively published.
Candidates have declared on the website.
Lord, I'd like to make a small submission.
You made your point. Let's clear
Same center, not the people. Student got the same marks, 720 and 726 of shift. One center of shift. 7:20, 7:30.
Yes.
How is it possible, Lordship? This is my question is that.
People on center in higher.
Lordship, my second question, they're all shaped different. But the result is different, Lordship. How is it possible?
Higher level data on the resources.
And the keys for the same OMR scheme.
So permitted to upload above.
Multiple answer keys for one stage. It has been published by the NTA on its website.
It opened up on the 8th of April for enlisting students, my lords, on a 24-hour window on the 9th and the 10th of April, my lords.
And send up answer also. They have sent the answer also. My
So this is
It changed the answer.
The second question that why the NTA has declared the result the 4th June, my lord. This question the already, my lord.
Three answer keys for the same set of question paper. How can NTA publish that? NTA also should be investigated.
How many totals?
1,10,000. 1,10,000 approximately.
The one is
Of which 50% is government and like
How many
1,08,000 something is the exact figure. 56,000 government students. Funding is on the government sources so that they can go to private. And there was one more that I want.
Hey guys, do you see this presentation on the screen? This exact presentation allowed me to close $1 million.
It will be important to just please come out
My lord, what is my
sheet status.
My lord, on VC I may be allowed to make a small submission of 30 seconds.
Which is opened on the 9th of 9 April. Sir, my lordship, the portal is opened on 9th April 2024. It's my humble request to please give the clear data to find out so that we can.
My lords, why the window was open on 8th and 9th? What the reason?
Yes, sir. It's really two
And
days.
what was the because this is the only difference.
My lord,
What is the decision? They have identified 1,506.
The candidate who are appealing.
We'll now place it on Thursday. We'll just give some direction to the matter so we'll be able to focus on what we want. We're not going to on 9th February 2024, the National Testing Agency, brackets NTA, issued an online application form for the National Eligibility Cum Entrance Test into brackets NEET UG, bracket 2024. Full stop. NTA conducted the NEET UG examination on 5 May 2024. Full stop. Results were declared on 4 June 2024. Next. On 5 May 2024, from the material which is emerged on the record at the present stage, it appears that on 5 May 2024, a first information report bearing FR number 358/2024 was lodged at K.S. Shastri Nagar, Patna, alleging a leak in the NEET UG 2024 question papers implicating offences under sections 407, 408 and 409 read with section 120B of the Penal Code. Full stop. On On 23 June 2024, the Economic Offences Unit of Bihar Police issued a press release noting that in connection with the above FIR, 13 persons, including candidates and members of, and into inverted commas, members of the organized gang of examination leak.
Sorry, I should not interrupt. This is what I gave to your lordships. This is not true. That is what the Bihar police on that very day clarified.
Where is that clarity?
I had just...
No, don't have, my friend is wrong.
This is what Bihar police clarified.
No, you are trying to cover up.
So this is on that very day published, Manoj, by the Bihar police. This is with regard to the news report of NEET UG exam published in the Sunday Express newspaper dated 23rd June. On its front page with the headline, Bihar police put...
So this press release is not an official press release?
No, that's what the Bihar police clarifies on their website. Kindly read it further, Manoj. Paper link in the 500 FES crore for Bihar. He handed this over to me just now. In the news item, the undersigned has been wrongly quoted and the name has been mentioned at least 3 times in the news item by the correspondence is so and so. Whereas the matter of fact is that no such brief had been given by the undersigned to him in this regard, and neither the concerned correspondent ever contacted me before attributing the quote to the undersigned. No official press release or statement in this matter had been issued. This irresponsible act of correspondence
according to the petitioners, on 23 June 2024, a press release was issued by the Economic Offences Unit of the Bihar Police, setting out in regard to the
जॉब करूं या बिजनेस, बिजनेस तो किस टाइप का बिजनेस, जॉब तो किस टाइप की जॉब, अपने शहर में करूं या बाहर.
On the other hand, from a communication dated 23 June 2024 addressed by the Additional DGP Economic Offences Unit, it has been stated that no official press release or statement
as an act of cover
had been issued by the Bihar police. But stop. Be that as it may, in this batch of petitions, one of the primary reliefs which has been sought is for a court-mandated retest of the entire process which took place, culminating in the examination which was conducted on 5 May 2024. Full stop. In support of the case, in support of their case, the petitioners have relied on two primary circumstances. First, it has been submitted that before that, you can just say the NEET UG 2024 examination consisted of multiple choice questions involving a total of 180 questions. Full stop. Each of the 180 questions carried 4 marks, making for a total of 720 marks for the examination. 45 marks each were allotted to the segments